Alright, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Connor on Chain. So, virtuals, AI agents, let's cover a bunch of stuff. As usual, this market has been cranking. We got Bitcoin ripping to literal, I don't want to say new highs because it's not a new highs yet, but showing some real bullish structure, which is very good for the time being. If you guys have seen my channel, I've actually been, pretty bearish, very short term on Bitcoin. I actually assumed we would be dumping into like the mid 80s, somewhere like that, maybe high 80s, even lower potentially, but seems like Bitcoin had kind of a fake out and is shooting up right now. Still, somewhat questionable at the moment, but overall, structure is starting to look bullish again. We'll probably bounce around, where we're at, like 102, maybe drop to like 98, 99 again before we just really push into new highs, if that's where we are headed right now. But anyways, I still want to cover virtual because lots of AI agents are still absolutely mooning and flying, and like in this video, I'm not going to really, cover and call any, micro cap agents or anything like that. Because honestly, I feel like some of the best plays in the market right now are sticking to some of the newer, or maybe not even newer, the more time-tested agents now over the last month or two. And kind of just jumping in, if you're not already holding, into some of them with, good size. Because even at the same time, though, I know I've been telling a lot of people on YouTube, on Twitter, I'm kind of worried that virtual is topped out. We may start seeing a lot more downside on agents, like on and off. It's very hard to tell because at the same time, when you look at virtual, this is the most up-only chart I've ever seen, guys. I think until the AI agent hype kind of slows down a bit, and when I say slow down, I don't even mean just come to a halt, and then a whole different narrative emerges. It's been a very big hype wave. It'll cool down at some point, and then kind of just push up again. But that cooldown has still not really happened with any agents. Some of the lower cap, yes, 100% have on and off. But at the same time, we really haven't seen virtual have a real, momentum flip to the downside and have a real correction yet. Like this to me is just a little dip on a daily. Another dip here. So until this structure kind of goes sideways for a little bit, it's still going to be an up-only mode. But basically until this kind of ends up breaking structure and really just kind of surprises everyone. But either way, so I've been very cautious with a lot of these agents lately. But on top of that, like I said, I want to cover a bunch of good virtuals agents. One of my favorites right now. So initially this was called, in our Discord, I think almost a month ago. Kind of at the lows, around 7, 8, 9 million, somewhere around there. Over the last month or two, it's been doing pretty well. But the thing with polytrader is I want to show you guys. I really like this. So keep in mind, this is not affiliated with Polymarket at all. If you guys are not familiar, Polymarket is, one of the biggest betting platforms within the crypto space. But, what was I going to say? My fault. Oh, but with Polytrader here, so they actually have autonomous agent trading live. So what this is you basically fund a wallet, you let the agent take some trades, and you profit. Meaning all you do is load up a wallet and you do nothing and you make money. When it comes down to a real working live agent, and also, so this has been live I think for about a week. Oh no, not even a week. Yeah, since the 2nd, so only 4 days so far. So it seems like the win rate already is, somewhere in between 60 to 70%, which, again, being 4 days old, yeah, it's very hard to predict some sort of long-term win rate, because even a good win rate for something even like this would literally be, 52 to 54%. Obviously, anything higher would be very good, but, for an autonomous agent to actually, 4 days in, be pretty profitable off of what it has already is pretty interesting. That's probably one of the best utilities you can find within any sort of AI agent. Again, something that can make you money while you do nothing is one of the biggest, one of the best utilities, I think, not even just in crypto, but in the world, right? basically passive income as long as, this thing stays profitable. But that's the thing with it too. It's very new. There's probably going to be some losses taken on and off, but it definitely just needs some testing. But at the same time, like I said, it is live, and I think this is incredibly bullish for an agent. The only worry I do have, again, is it's not associated with Polytrade, which is the platform. But, being called Polytrader, I don't know if that's ever going to be an issue, or if the platform itself is going to kind of, maybe eventually they give a salute to it, like, oh, this is a great platform, or, AI agent that uses our platform, type thing. So that would be the only worry I have with this one. But again, I mean, the fact that the utility is live right now, it is working. This is a powerhouse play. I really think this is very mispriced in comparison to the rest of the market, but I think it just needs some time to develop. But that is one of my favorite agents, even still. Over the last few weeks, I know I've brought up a bunch. Even Vader. Vader as well is a great one. We can even pull up Vader here. But Vader is still looking very solid. It's finally had like a good sized dip. I think it went from 140 to 150 million. Now it's down to 102. So in my opinion, it still looks very good. Fundamentally nothing's changed with it. They're still going hard. But what's interesting though is, like I was saying, how I'm kind of waiting for still a massive correction across the board. We did see a lot of dumps obviously here, just a lot of downside. But it seems like, Vader and a lot of the blue chips, they're not really just, going down like crazy. They're really just holding up. Kind of just, instead of just dumping, completely shifting their structure, they are kind of just holding up and, mainly just accumulating before their next leg. Almost something like this. Before it really started running, it was, came up at a huge run, kind of some downside, but at the end of the day, kind of just chopped within a major range before it ended up just running even higher. And it looks like the same thing is happening here. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor by any means, but in my opinion, Vader still looks very good, and it's easily still one of the best blue chips in the market right now. So another one too that I've been eyeing a lot is actually Acolyte. Acolyte Agent. This to me is another blue chip that is a blue chip in the making. I guess I can't even type it. Acolyte. This is currently around 30, I think 34 to 35 million right now. But Acolyte, I think, is, I think it looks very strong as well. Literally a very strong team coming in, and they're going to continue pushing. I don't think this is going to stop whatsoever. But same thing, like even with all the downside, like this is still holding legitimate bullish structure. Like it's crazy. Like this actually could just sit sideways and then keep going. But obviously this is coming down. This is coming off of a huge, a pump from sub 1 million upwards to 40 million in like a week. Like that's incredible. But that's Acolyte, another blue chip. And those are some of the main agents right now that I'm watching and or holding. But also ARK. Again, I've brought ARK up now multiple times. But ARK, in my opinion, is a very strong AI agent platform, upcoming platform. AI rig complex, I have brought it up multiple times as well. But this is now at 430 million. Oh wow, it looks like a mess. Let me take that off. But yeah, same thing. This thing just decided to, just keep going. Made a new all-time high today. Obviously, it's pulling back again. But I think there's just a lot of hype and anticipation for, their infrastructure really finally launching. And then having their agents, and whatever teams are going to be behind their agents, coming out, building that utility. And, I had a tweet here too, which this was today at 2. ARK at 400 million, while every major L1 is 3 billion plus framework. Rust native gives 10 times performance over TypeScript for autonomous systems. So that's kind of interesting because Arc is apparently built with Rust, which, I think Solana is built with Rust, but bottom line, it just has a lot more speed to it. And, sorry, I'm looking at that. Yeah, there's a lot more speed to it. And I just think, in comparison to something like AI16Z on Sol, which is already at, 1 point something billion, I think almost 2 billion. I haven't even looked at this thing in a few days. I'm solely focused on Arc. I think Arc is going to be a powerhouse. I think one thing that AI16Z is kind of 2.4. Holy moly, that's insane. But I think what Arc really has over AI16Z is the fact that they're going to be integrating a similar flywheel as virtuals, meaning that any agent that's going to be launched through Arc is going to be, paired with the Arc token. Unless maybe AI16Z does do something like that in the future, but yeah, this is an incredible run though. Like, this is actually about to go to 3 billion. I give it 2 days. Maybe 2 days. This is a massive parabola just playing out on this thing. But I mean, for good reason though. This is literally all the hype within Solana right now. It's AI16Z, So, yeah, I don't want to draw that, but congrats to anyone who got into this too. This has been a huge project so far. Having one of the most used and sought after GitHub repos, literally in the world is incredible. So, I think it's very deserved for the time being. But as far as AI agents, that is kind of what I wanted to cover today. I have a lot coming this week. If you guys just saw my Twitter, I just dropped another coin that I'm paying attention to. It's going to be one of my higher conviction bets going forward. I just think we're going to have a lot of, lots of different changes upcoming where, I think we've just seen metas shift so fast. I think it is so important to be, especially in this kind of market, allocated in, coins that are in different narratives that are maybe more speculative, that haven't had a pop yet, that haven't blew up. Something literally like robotics within crypto. That's a good example. Being allocated into something where, you're almost front running an entire narrative. Because if that ends up happening, that's where a lot of gains are going to come from. Is you being allocated into a narrative almost like earlier than anyone else, before the entire market, kind of realized that, oh, this is actually a really good narrative, So that's kind of what I'm focused on. But also, of course, I do believe now memes and AI are just going to continue to dominate on and off. I mean, meme share. AI mind share is at 70% right now within the market, which is nuts. If you guys remember, like 2 months ago, I think meme coins were at like 60. I think it was like 62, 63%. I remember at one point. This is just crazy because the memes are literally 5% now. But obviously for me, I still think meme coins they will continue to dominate on and off. They're going to move differently than a lot of utility, but I do believe that they're not going anywhere. I still firmly believe, they're going to be here for this bull run, and they all definitely have a major leg up to go. I still think, meme coins are still very retail friendly. And especially in a market like this, you got to really know a lot of different things. When it comes to searching for real strong utility, it's like you really got to know a lot about researching, not even just within crypto and the crypto fundamentals, but, even fundamentals within the niche. If it's robotics, it's like you need to know a lot of these terms. You got to learn about robotics. You got to know. So when you're reading these white papers, you actually kind of understand what they're talking about. And same thing with AI. If you aren't really familiar with any, actual AI terms to, anything that happens within the AI space itself. And again, I'm not talking about AI crypto, like the AI like niche itself. There's a lot that you got to learn on both fronts to then be able to piece together, what is actually going to be the next, major, whether it's a project, major narrative, things like that. But that's why I think memes still are going to dominate at some point. It's way more retail friendly. And yeah, I mean, that's to kind of conclude this video. Like I said, I definitely have a lot of videos coming of going in depth with a bunch of projects. So that will be coming tomorrow and or the next few days into this week. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks.